Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I am waiting for the A train to get there. There he is. Welcome to the video cast that puts all of the what the holy living Mary, Mother of Jesus, are you looking like? And A train froze. Gotta love A train. Gotta love him. I hear my stuff in the background. He's got 17 windows open up, and you gotta love him. Can you hear me? He can't hear me. I don't understand why he can't hear me. Well, I can hear you.
What you mean?
Okay. Oh, well, you're like freezing. Close some of the stuff you got going on there, Slick. Close some of the stuff you got going on right now, baby. There you go. Now you're moving better. You got like 7, like, hello, how are you, Steve Spurrier? Is all I'm going to say for the rest of this show. From here on out, my only comments are going to be Steve Spurrier. Steve Spurrier. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
You messed it up now,
Steve
man.
Spurrier.
You messed it up.
Steve Spurrier.
You messed it up. You messed
Steve
it up.
Spurrier.
Dude.
Steve Spurrier.
Steve Spurrier. That's how you did
No, the penalties did not kill us. Penalties did not kill us at all. I rewatched the game, and every single one of the calls that everybody complained about, those were legit. They were legit not penalties. Plain and simple. Get over it. We got outplayed by a better team. Hands down, a better team we got outplayed by. Penalties didn't kill us. I rewatched the game. I was there live. Rewatched the game. Penalties did not kill us. So stop using the penalties as an excuse, because that's not what cost us that game. What cost us that game is that we were outcoached and outplayed. Hands down. That's what did it for us. That is exactly what happened. Whether you like it or not, that's what happened. As much as I hate to say it, that's what happened. I have no idea where he went again, but, that's typical with Arlington. Javier, oh, man. Love to see that Houston team beat DC. I'm going to tell you something. We're going to talk about that as soon as Arlington gets back on the show. Finally, you're back. You join us.
Yes, it works when it wants to work.
Is that what it is?
That's better.
Exactly.
That's better. There you
go. I mean, really, should the first touchdown have counted? I watched the replay, and it didn't look like a touchdown to me on the replay. I mean, I got to give it to Dean Blandino. Dean Blandino has been great on his calls and everything.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
The majority.
Not all of them.
90% of them. He has been 90%.
Not all of them.
90%. But Arlington, this is, as you see the title, the mid-season recap show. So let's really start about it. I'm going to go right to it, Arlington. The number one team in the XFL, the DC Defenders.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with that.
Hands down. I don't disagree with that. Mm-hmm. The number one team. They are the best, well-coached team on all three phases of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They take it very, very seriously. on how they do the coaching preparations, as you heard in the pregame with Jordan. You're a visiting team, and you go into your opposing team's stadium and not have one false start as a visiting team. To me, that's impressive as hell, and that means you're a very well-coached team.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with that. My thing is with this, week 5 was chaos. See, I got Brian. It was chaos.
Yes.
I love it. Hey, give me more chaos. I want more chaos, folks. Chaos is what I want.
And I think that's what we're going to see in the next 5 weeks of football here with the XFL. I mean, Arlington, your number one team. Who do you say it is?
Still got. I hate to flip it, but yeah, it's the DC Defenders, man. Like, listen, when they went against the Battlehawks, Coach Anthony Beck said it himself. What's going on, everybody that's jumping in? Make sure you share it on your different timelines and get everybody to chime in. So DC right now is number one because if they have a rushing attack that's that deceptive, who's going to stop it? Who's going to stop it? Who's going to stop it? And you really think coming up, as you can see the schedule down there at the bottom, the Monday night game between Houston and DC, which is supposed to be a favorable matchup, but they are going to be without one of their top guys in Jonte Kirkland. He's out for the rest of the season with a chest injury.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely right.
That's a weapon that they're going to need on offense just in case they can't solidify it on defense. Granted, Trent Harris still leads I think he's second now in the XFL in sacks. But also you got their secondary that's done phenomenal. And they have to now stop the run, which has been their biggest MO all season long, is stopping the run. But you can't because you don't know whose number is going to be called. And even though Armstead was out was out for the Defenders, it didn't matter.
No.
It did not matter. Abram Smith ran all over that Battlehawk defense.
Here, Jared goes. That Seattle defense was awesome. Now I'm gonna go to my number 2 team as of right now. It has to be.
I see. Is it that team on the right?
No, it has to be your Roughnecks.
Okay.
It has to be the Roughnecks, man. 4-1. They've been playing very, very well. They did go into Seattle. I think Brandon Silvers might have been just a tad bit shook going back into Seattle. I don't think that they were exposed as a lot of people, that they did. But I mean, if you'd been watching all these games, man, and again, Arlington, I'd say it. If Seattle's defense shows up, they could very well win that game. I just think they think they were going to show up, and they did.
It's amazing. Up. It's amazing because Houston didn't score in the first half.
No, and I mean, like right here, like Jared says, Silver threw it all over the place on that defense. It's just they had a bad first half.
Ben DiNucci does the same thing. Ben DiNucci was everywhere.
The nooch, baby.
Yeah. That part. And for him to have 3 interceptions and a fumble, and they still won the game, is still amazing to me. Because there were inadvertent throws, man. Like, come on. Like, sir, you can't sit here and tell me that 4 turnovers from a quarterback is going to win you a ball game. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't. So that 10% that they got is what they had. It was because of their defense. Their defense really stepped it up, and they were able to shut down many of their receivers.
Yes, the offensive line on every team, champ, needs help. It's just not. It's not one team. It's all teams. It's all the teams. So who's your number 2, Arlington? I'm Houston.
Yeah, same. And pretty much we're gonna be on the same. I think we're gonna be on the same wavelength.
Are you sure? Because
I know who my number 3 team is. When we go ahead and say mine.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll see if we are.
The Seattle Dragons.
I agree. 100% agree with
See,
you.
that's what I said. We're going to be on the same wavelength today.
100% agree with you.
We're on the same wavelength.
We are. The Sea Dragons, I mean, listen, what can you do? You know, I mean, like right here, Phil says, if Seattle turned the ball over 4 times and still beat Houston, is Houston really that good? I mean, they're 4-1. We're going to see when they play the Defenders.
But right, that's the part right there. Are they really that good? And you know, we got the Rough 'Em Up podcast coming up for Thursday. And that's going to be one of the major questions is, can they beat anybody in the North, which is the major key here if you want to win an XFL championship.
Right. Like right here, Leo says the O-lines need help everywhere in the league except with DC. Listen, as of right now, DC doesn't need really any help the way these guys are playing. They literally, that's why they're number 1. That's why they are the best team overall in the XFL. Overall in the XFL. Okay. John says right here, he says DC, Houston, St. Louis, Seattle, Arlington, Brahmas, Vipers, and Guardians. I'm disagreeing with you there because I'm saying this, and right here, Lucky Jackson is a great receiver also. Houston's gonna beat St. Louis. As much as I hate to say it, it's gonna happen. But we'll, but we're doing the recap, right?
Mid-season
recap. Seattle. Look, Seattle. If they keep playing the way they're doing, they're gonna run their table, and they're gonna march right into the playoffs. They're gonna slither their way, breathe their fire, right into the playoffs. Seattle will.
At the number 2 seed, because right now when we're looking
of course, at the number 2 seed, at the number 2 seed, they will. I agree at the number 2 seed, but I mean, with the way they're playing, do you see anything changing? Do you see it changing for them?
As long as their defense is still remaining, doing an excellent job, because that offense right now, I mean, they have the weapons. It's just that if Danucci can minimize the turnovers, they will be unstoppable. They'll be unstoppable.
And listen, they're unstoppable with Danucci throwing 4 over it. We haven't with turnovers. I mean, look at it, man. You have out of 3 of your offensive leaders, okay? Out of your passing, rushing, and receiving, right? Correct. 2 of them are in Seattle with the Nooch and with the Nooch, baby. The Noocher. The Ben DiNucci, baby. The Nooch. The Nooch. The Nooch. Okay. I mean, they have with Nooch and Pearson they have 2 of the 3 best players in the game next to Abraham Smith, who is in DC as the rushing leader. Correct. So, I mean, listen, regardless if they're turning the ball over or not, they're still winning games, and they've done it. I mean, the Nooch reminds me of Brett Favre and Tom Brady, or not Tom Brady, but Aaron Rodgers, gunslinger, baby. He's letting the arm do the work for him, and it's working. They're winning games.
Yeah. And against viable opponents too,
Yeah. So
Houston was an opponent that a lot of people thought that they would get June Jones' number.
Oh, stop it.
Listen.
Stop it. Hold on. Listen. Jared says the Nooch reminds him of Jay.
Hey, he's not lying. Come
on, Jameis Winston can't hit the side of a barn. Shut up.
Hey, at times Ben DiNucci couldn't either.
Yeah, the Nooch.
You showing a lot of favoritism over there, sir.
I'm getting a Nooch tattoo. I'm getting a Noocher's tattoo.
You're showing a lot of favoritism over there.
No, you're right. He does remind me. Does remind me of Jameis Winston.
Thank you.
I'll give you that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Because I know already off the cuff, you spent a lot of favoritism.
Mr. Antonio, I don't think this is going to be anything. Your wrestling fans are going to watch the wrestling. XFL fans are going to watch XFL. Listen, I'm a wrestling fan, but guess what? I'm watching next Monday night. I'm watching DC and Houston for supremacy in the XFL. That's what I'm watching. I could TiVo.
I will understand it if you flip back and forth. Now
I'm not flipping back and forth. Not flipping back and forth. I'm not.
Because for our wrestling fans, this is the last week before WrestleMania. That'll be the last week before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So
I don't care. I can watch it on my DVR.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, listen. Guess what, Jarrett? Guess what I'm skipping? WrestleMania. I would have been able to go to WrestleMania with press passes and all that, and I skipped WrestleMania for the XFL games. Sorry. I'm going to XFL. Sorry, I'm going. Just saying, yeah.
Shows your loyalty. Shows your loyalty.
Right. You got it, Matt, right there. Game of the week. I really don't think it's going to hurt. It again, a good doctor.
Hey, listen. I'm glad you brought that up, though. I am. I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, hurry up, because we got to keep going. We got to go to number 4.
We can go to those. And this past week, it was a down week because you got to understand what March Madness means to people.
Yes, exactly.
Understand what March Madness means to folks, right? Everybody's bracket busted 2 days into the freaking tournament. First day of the tournament. About that. Mm-hmm. But my point is, eyeballs was on that, right? So, at this rate, it's XFL ratings is going to take a huge hit. Huge hit.
You know what, though?
Right?
Now?
But it still remained with six-figure figures. It still remained with six-figure figures at this point. And that's what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. Everything is being experimented towards ESPN at late times, and then also playing them on FX. Mm-hmm. How well they can remain while they're on FX. A lot of people still don't know that they're on there. That's where they play the games, is on FX. So, and then these late games, that's what a lot of people are complaining about. But they got to put them somewhere. Got to put them somewhere, man.
Mm-hmm. Now,
throughout the season.
Now, look, here's what I'll say about the ratings. I actually don't think the ratings are going to hurt. For the simple fact is, look how many brackets have been busted. Look how many brackets have been busted up. Right. I mean, we only have two number 1 seeds in Alabama and Houston left, right?
Yeah.
So if your bracket's pretty much busted, are you going to keep paying attention to March?
Yes, they come on, man. If we going to be honest with ourselves, they are.
I mean, maybe you might be right. But
my thing is, XFL, as long as they could still sustain 6-figure numbers, they'll be okay. That's what the thing was. Yeah, and I know I said on this show, if they remained over 500,000, they'll be fine. Apparently that wasn't the case because it's still over 6 figures and it's gone below 500,000. So I'm wrong for that part. Mm-hmm. All right. I will admit to that. I'll admit that. But also, folks still have ESPN Plus.
Unless you're a diehard, look. I know the guy sitting right here. I
love baseball.
He's a diehard baseball fan, but he ain't really. He'll pay attention to the first for maybe the opening game, but then he'll kind of waver on it.
That part. You said it. You said it correct.
You'll waver, and that's exactly what I will. I'll waver. I'll pay attention to baseball, right? But then I don't really start paying attention to baseball until after
that part.
After the All-Star break.
That part.
Yeah.
So. I mean, I'll keep up with it, but as in watching it, that's not a big thing for me.
Yes, the A Train does root for the Astros.
Because it has a St. Louis connection. Thank you very much.
He roots for the Astros.
Because it has a St. Louis connection.
I like the Astros. I think they're a better ran organization than the St. Louis Cardinals.
It said XFL needs to explore Monday and Tuesdays next year during opening week of March Madness, at least 2 of the games. You know what? If you haven't noticed, this has been a big experiment. Everything that you're seeing has been a big experiment for them to see what works and what doesn't work. And right now, it's respectable for them. We may not like it, but it's not about what we like. It's not about that. It's about what's a Vince McMahon term best for business. That's what it's about right now. It's an experiment. Why? Because they keep moving games around, right? And it was just, I heard that the season wanted to be put games on different days and times. Exactly. It's a total experiment. It's a whole huge experiment. That's why when you look down at the bottom and you see the schedule, you can see a couple of the games next week on ABC because they want to see what they can get out of that.
Now,
and
Matt,
there's a
we
time
talked
slot
about
available.
this a little bit on when we did this when we did the little thing with Jarrett. Look, in 2020, you got to remember, 2020. This is when the XFL wrapped up because of COVID. The NCAA tournament was already canceled before the XFL season was canceled. Okay.
Right.
USFL, again, like I said, USFL has major networks behind them, Fox and NBC. So it's really going to be interesting come April 16th, when both leagues are playing, to see who is going to have the better ratings. As like we've been saying on this show for a very long time. And Arlington, put me up, because I'm going to say it again. Put me up right now.
Okay.
Put me up, because I'm going to say it again to you guys. All right, Arlington, you ready? They don't care about the fan. You are a TV prop production to them. All they care about is the ratings. If you don't believe me, look at it. They don't care about attendance. They don't care about merchandise being sold, because that's why you don't have it. They don't care about anything except the TV rating, just like the USFL did. Plain and simple. So get over it, because they don't care about you, the fan. That's what they care about.
But yet their marketing is about her.
Marketing.
And wait. Remember, the marketing ploy is it's about her, him, them, and you. Remember? That has been embedded in the brain for each and every single week. So if it ain't about us, then what is it really about? Dirty just told you what it's about. Just told you. And it's like, why are you knocking it? Because you're knocking it because that's what's going on. That's what's going on right now.
Hold on, Phil. Phil, listen. If they cared about the cared, it's the TV ratings.
No.
Have they? Because every single game has gotten over six figures. 6 figures. Look, if they wanted to put more butts in the seats, do you really think here? Okay, I'm going to explain it again to you guys. You ready? They did no marketing in St. Louis because they took the St. Louis fan base for granted, because they knew that all the idiots like me and all the idiots in St. Louis were going to buy the season tickets. So they didn't do anything in St. Louis. They don't care about the St. Louis fan base because they knew we were all dumb enough to buy their tickets. The same thing in D.C. They all knew that everybody in D.C. was dumb enough to buy their tickets. And what did they do? They bought their tickets.
I don't say they was dumb enough.
Listen. I'm just telling you the truth.
They weren't dumb enough. Come on now.
Yes, they were.
No.
Really? They weren't?
No, they wanted to see it. They wanted to see it.
And look what happened. It backfired them on Seattle because they didn't do anything in Seattle. They hired a Playboy guy who's about the $1 billion and hires the CEOs, and all he chases is the non-blue collared guys, right? They've not had a game nowhere close to 100,000. Nowhere close to 100,000.
Now they do that. They're just people being petty just to see if that'll happen.
So listen. So they go on Groupon. Smart. Now, finally, they're starting to do some marketing. Finally, they're doing it. And again, Matt, this is what I'm telling you, is they don't care about the fan bases. They don't. All they care about is that TV rating. You are a TV production prop to them. You are an extra in their movie production right now. People, this is what we've been trying to tell you. Is you guys can sit there and say, oh, Dirty, you're doing a conspiracy. Blah, blah. No, it's not a conspiracy. It's the truth. I guarantee you it's the truth, because I guarantee you what's going to happen. When we get off this show, Arlington, you know what's going to happen, Arlington? I'm going to get an email and I'm going to get a phone call getting yelled at by the league. There's only one thing that this league has done that's been good, and it's on the football operations side. Everybody wants to sit here. See, now you're getting me on a tangent. Hopefully after – no, I'm done. I'm okay. You know what? I hope after the next 5 weeks, the marketing department and the people that are in charge of these teams get their heads out their asses and start marketing to these cities. Okay?
Because they want it. Because they want it. They want the game.
These fans are showing you that they want it. They're showing you that they want it. Exactly. Just like Player 54 now. The Player 54 show.
They want
Every single one of us watching this show right here, watching the Markcast, watching Mark Perry's show, watching Stefan's show, watching any of these podcasts. Get it through your thick skulls right now. You are a TV extra in a movie production for the XFL. That's all you are. Get it through your head. That's all you are for this year. Let's hope after these next 5 weeks, they start marketing to the fans. They start marketing to the fan bases. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, they're not coming to your home cities for at least 3 to 4 years. They're not going to be there for at least 3 to 4 years. So they better start doing something, or the fans will start losing the interest.
No. The agents get paid. Not all of them do. They bring them on, man.
Phil, Leo, you know that little form you signed when the XFL is saying that you are allowing yourself to be on camera and all that? Guess what? That's you signing away your rights. That's you signing away your rights. That's like every time. Everybody's like, Dirty, why don't you let the XFL take pictures of you? Because you know why? They don't want to work with me. I ain't going to work with them, so I'm not signing their forms. Plain and simple.
So now you consider the biggest rebel in the XFL is what you telling me?
Arlington, we've always been the villain.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been a villain, man. I know. Villain is something I don't do. I'm the hero. I'm for the people. It's a sign your rights away. Yeah, you are definitely doing that right now, man.
No, but look, back to
it. Hey, as we get towards this Mania season, you really are playing this role right now. I'm Batman, Joe. But it's hard to put it.
I got nothing bad to say about the
XFL. Because the game itself is fantastic.
The 20 games that I've watched,
the games have been fantastic.
You
know it. Everybody knows it. Everybody has seen. As much as we could talk bad about the Orlando Guardians and even all the drama that they're dealing with. They put out a good football game. It was chaotic. I like that. That was fantastic. Week 5 here. I know we're going to get back to our teams in a bit, but that was the thing about week 5.
Phil goes, what do I need to say on our show to get a phone call from the league?
Say whatever you want, man.
Phil, just start blasting a certain marketing person. You'll get a phone call.
Anyway.
Yes, Matthew, you were right.
But we knew this. We knew this. We knew. We said this from the get-go that week 5 was going to be the best week, right? Because of the quality of games and the teams that they were going up against. You had the best matchups this week. Even with the Orlando and Vegas matchup, you didn't know who was going to get that first win. But you had to tune in to see who was going to do that. They went back and forth.
Ooh,
even Arlington and San Antonio.
I wish I could put this comment.
No, you can't. You can't do that.
It's the afternoon show.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow night. But my thing is that week 5 had the best products on the field, because every one of those games was competitive.
All right, now let's get back to it. The number 4.
You said
we already got our first. We got DC, Houston,
and Seattle, Florence, St. Louis. I'm not. No, don't you dare put. No, you're not going to put. you're not finna put one team over another, Texas team over another one. I know you're not finna do that. You're not about to do that. Are you serious? You not? You really about to do that?
Renegades are my number 4 team.
You a lie and a freaking half. You are such a liar. You only doing that. You doing that for your character. That's all you doing.
No, because here's
lying.
what I'm going to tell you.
Give me the reason why. Because you lying. You are sitting here lying to me.
No, I'm not. First of all, St. Louis should not have won the game 1 in San Antonio. They got lucky. But still, even with the comebacks. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just telling you why. They should not have won the first game. Their second game they won in a close fashion. They shouldn't have won the game 2. Game 3, I agree. They won game 3, hands down. The game here in St. Louis, the home opener, they should have won. Okay? And they lost. I mean, to be honest, the Battlehawks should literally be 2-3.
You said 1-4.
No, because they would have legit 2 wins. Let me go back to their schedule. I am telling you, as much as I like the Battlehawks, right? Yes, exactly. You're absolutely right. Vegas can beat St. Louis.
Because they're going to be hungry again. Mm-hmm. You know, they're just having one win is not enough. It's not enough.
No, it is not at all.
And I have to put St. Louis there because of those 2 comeback wins, right? Because you didn't give up on those games, man. You didn't give up.
Okay, good. You say what you want. I'm just telling you. I got Arlington at Arlington as number 4.
For what reason?
Okay, so let's go to your number 5. Who's your number?
No, why is Arlington number 4?
Because they have played more quality football.
You a lie and a freaking half. You serious right now?
As much as I am not a fan of Shake It Up Chuck and all of that, they have played quality football.
Man, let's see. Week 1, 22 points.
For
Week
who?
2,
okay.
Arlington, 14 points. Week 3, 10 points. Week 4, 11 points.
Okay.
Week 5, 12 points. You gonna really sit here and tell me that this team is over the St. Louis Battlehawks when they barely can score?
Right here is where St. Louis needs to quit playing only in the last quarter.
I get it.
So you're saying St. Louis is your number 4, right?
Yes.
I'm saying Arlington as my number 4.
Because their defense, even though they got ran over by the DC defenders, because that team is hard to stop.
That is true. Now, let's go to your number 5. Let's go to your number 5.
Still like the secondary.
Who's your
Arlington?
number 5? Okay, my
Renegade.
number 5. My number 5 is here is the St. Louis Battlehawks, and I'm going to tell you why. You ready? So the Battlehawks right now are 3-2, as you see it scrolling, right? Okay. But now, again, you know, the good doctor is going to put in there, this ain't what ifs. You're right. It's not. But here's what I see from watching football and other people that I've talked to. Okay? St. Louis should have lost the first game. Hands down. But why they won that game was the inexperience and NFL mindset of Hines Ward. That's what cost the Brahmas the first game. So
and the XFL rules. And the XFL rules.
So the Battlehawks should have lost that game, okay? Same thing in Seattle. Matt, you're absolutely right. They won. I get it, but I'm telling you, this is what it should have been. This is how their schedule this is how it should really be. Then they went to Seattle. Again, won it in a kickoff, right? Won it in a kickoff. So they should be 0-2 right there, okay? So then they go into DC, right? They should have been 0-3 coming home, okay? Now, I would get they would beat Arlington because it's the home game. So now that puts them at 1-4, okay? The Battlehawks literally should be 1-4 right now.
But the only game they won will be, in this case, in your mind, it will be Arlington, right?
Yes. I'm just telling you by what I see, where they're playing, how they're playing. I mean, they have not put together one solid game. The last solid game where they put in all 60 minutes was the Renegades versus the Battlehawks. I don't care. You could put the comments all you want up there. But I'm not. Listen, I'm not a homer. I just see. Am I happy the Battlehawks are 3-2? Yes, I am. But I'm a realist. I see that they could have very easily lost those games and what their record really should be. That's what I'm saying. So St. Louis, pull your heads out of your ass and actually see it. Actually see it. See it. Because the Battlehawks should only be 1-4 right now. And you guys all know it. But they're not.
But they're not.
But you guys all know it. Plain and simple.
No,
like right here. No. Look. Plain and simple.
Oh, get me a break just because you saying some stuff. That's all you doing right now.
I speak the truth.
You're just blowing smoke.
I speak
3-2 is where they are, and 3-2 is where they are right now. As you sit
and guess what? And guess what? The St. Louis Battlehawks will be lucky if St. Louis Battlehawks will be lucky if they win at least one more game this year.
That's the standings as we speak right now.
They'll be lucky if they win one more game this year.
So you saying 4-6 is going to be their record?
Mm-hmm. Amanda, no, that's you. That's you. You speak fart dust. You're right. You're right, Kevin. You're right. They do need to play a whole game. Matt, Seattle's going to come into St. Louis and they're going to destroy St. Louis. Going to destroy them. Destroy them.
Those are the standings for the XFL South.
Mm-hmm.
And barking up the tree is the Vipers and Orlando. And I mean, come on now.
Look, Excalibur, look, as much as I hate to say it, you have to be real with yourself. You have to be real. This team has not played a complete game at all. I was telling my kids at the end of that game on Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday? Saturday. I told them, I was like, you watch AJ McCarron's throwing a pick here. They're like, oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. Sure enough, what did AJ McCarron threw a pick?
And threw it to Mike Joseph at that.
Fans were so much love the Battlehawks, then you would half the crowd wouldn't have left in the third quarter. Half the crowd wouldn't have left in the third quarter.
Because you got to listen. You already know, sir.
No, Amanda, I knew
why. You already know
you had to leave.
Why. You already know why that they were not going to leave in the third quarter. You already know it.
No, they all do. No, seriously. Seriously. Half of the stadium, half of the dome emptied out in the third quarter. Half of them. Half of them did.
Right, because they went down the street
right here.
And around the corner to go see St. Louis City SC.
Right, look right here.
I saw it. I saw that.
That's all I'm saying.
Because if that's the case, that means the San Antonio Brahmas should not be 1-4 right now.
Well, I agree. I agree with that. Now, so where are we at? We're at 6?
Yeah, the Brahmas is where we at.
I agree with you. The Brahmas are the 6th. Yeah, number 6 for the Brahmas. I agree.
Or do you wait? Do you think the Vipers should be over the Brahmas?
No, because the Brahmas have actually played complete games, but have had tough loss. Yes. Half the crowd left in the third. Half the crowd left in the third. Half of the crowd left in the third. I got into an argument with some idiot sitting down from me that kept yelling and complaining about, stop him from running the ball, stop him from running the ball. And I asked him, I'm like, sir, have you watched the XFL? He's like, I've watched every XFL game. I go, no. Have you watched all the XFL games? He goes, I haven't missed one Battlehawk game. I go, exactly. Then sit down, shut up, because you don't know what you're talking about, and you ain't watched the XFL. Because if you would have, you'd have seen that you knew that DC was a running machine.
Wait a minute, hold on. That means he would have seen the game against the Defenders.
He was an idiot.
Listen, folks. If you're gonna argue, you gotta make sure you watch every game.
And there you go. Look, exactly like Excalibur goes. All teams go through changes during the course of the season. The worst at the beginning can be the best at the end, and vice versa. Don't count any team out. Exactly. That is the thing. No, because the soccer game was halfway through the second quarter. Was already halfway through the second period. So no, they didn't leave. They left because they don't understand the XFL rules. That's why they left.
So they need to understand it then, right?
Well, I mean, listen, we've explained it enough. Hey, keep going and watching ESPN and listening to ESPN here in St. Louis. That ain't going to tell you shit about the XFL and talk about
afternoon show, man.
I can say shit.
No, you can't.
No.
It's afternoon.
I'm just
leave that at night.
Anyways, back to what I'm saying. The Brahmas record, they're a better team than what their record indicates. Amanda, I'm not saying, didn't I stick up for Amanda? Didn't I say
you did.
Why
Next.
Amanda had to leave?
You did.
Be quiet, Amanda. I knew why you had to leave. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the other idiots.
You really think right now the Brahmas are sinking? And they're sinking fast.
Yeah, so. That is true. That is true. And I hate to say it. I hate
that.
To say
and you really want to put them at the 6th spot over the Vipers?
Yes, I do.
Well, me, sir, I'm going with the Vipers here.
Okay, that's good.
You got a win, and you can bank the next win. They have a potential win this week against the Battlehawks.
Right here, what he said.
Exactly, sir. They have a lot of issues. They don't even know right now. San Antonio doesn't know who to utilize at quarterback. Right now, they just lost. Reed Sennett was knocked out of the game.
Arlington, what have I been saying? No, that's not what I want right here. What have I been saying? What have I been saying?
You only said that because that's what you said. He just backing you up on what you said there, which is okay. Whatever.
Steve Spurrier.
He's not going to make a difference here.
I don't think so either.
Right. If I recall correctly, I had an interview with a prominent NFL reporter, and he said that Steve Spurrier wouldn't have made a difference.
Corey, please explain to this. Hold on. Explain to me that. No. That had nothing to do why the fans left in the game in the third quarter. And I'll go more into it on Wednesday.
Can't you watch it? You can watch the stuff on your phone, correct?
Thank you. The people in front of me were watching the Arkansas and Kansas game.
You can catch the game on your phone at the Battlehawk game. You can catch the game on your phone. If you have the March Madness app, you can get that. So no, that's bull.
Well, please.
That's next.
Please explain to me.
Next.
Yes, they were, Amanda. Yes, they were, because that's how I was keeping track of the Kansas game.
Boy, y'all are so high. I'm like, dude, why are y'all so freaking high? Spurrier don't do anything. He does nothing. His coaches does his work for him. He has to get the band together. They don't want to work. Amanda. They don't want to work. Leave Spurrier's name out of this.
Yes, we were. See, look, right here. The good doctor says he was covering the soccer game, watching Kansas and Battlehawk game.
If Spurrier wanted to be in so bad, he would have got in the USFL.
That is true.
Where is he now? Chilling. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Spurrier is not going to do anything alternative football no more, man.
Here, the good doctor agrees with you. Listen.
Leave Spurrier alone, man. No, that ain't no sign of no good coach.
I say this, Steve Spurrier, baby. Steve Spurrier. He'd be changing all this around.
What? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Orlando would be a much better team.
No, they wouldn't.
Vipers would be a much better team.
No, they wouldn't, because nobody would listen to him.
Yep.
He wouldn't even be the one talking.
Yep. Steve Spurrier.
Not even he could save this team. Sorry, he couldn't do it either. He would not. Man, y'all be quiet. Be quiet.
Yes, you're right. Orlando would be better. The Brahmas would be better.
Listen.
Steve Spurrier.
Okay, if you're talking about some bad coaching, is Reggie Barlow a bad coach?
Steve Spurrier.
Is Reggie Barlow a bad coach?
See, Steve Spurrier would have drew better. Would have drafted better.
Yeah, right.
Spurrier. I agree with you.
He wouldn't have been drafted.
I agree with you. Steve Spurrier.
Now this is true. That is true. But also as a pro coach, He's showcasing how much better he really is, man.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Bring back Big Daddy.
Wait a minute. Is he alive? Is he still alive? I thought he passed some years ago.
Yep.
I thought he passed away.
Dig him up. Dig him up. Dig him up.
So we're gonna dig him up.
Dig him up.
Oh, he's still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think a guy over 80 wants to be dealing with the XFL anymore. No, he didn't. He didn't die. I thought I heard some story that he was gone, but I'm sadly mistaken. Glad to be that. Happy for Rich Brooks to still be in the live and the living. So yeah. I don't know why everybody wants these old ball coaches to come in. I don't understand why all these old ball coaches these people want that they don't want nothing to do with professional football anymore.
Well, I mean, yeah, that is
not
true.
even how Mummy wants to do anything anymore.
That is true. His career did die. Yeah, it's right here, like Matt says. He'll draft better and knows how to hire and delegate, right? Yep. Like Brett says right here. He hired the right people, no doubt about that, 100%, because they are the good coaches. Yeah, Steve Spurrier. He'd be doing so much better.
Right. Charlie Give me that next one. Give me this. Right. Let's get all these old guys. These old guys.
Idiot.
And they ain't gonna want nothing to do with them, man.
Where's the HCs in control of their staffs, or were they assigned?
He's asking where head coaches in total control of the staff, or they assigned some guys.
Well, I'm not putting up your.
That's a good question.
Amanda. I'm not putting up your comment. I think they were. Hello, Sandy. I'm glad you're feeling better. I think they got to actually pick their staffs.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, right here. See, Wade Phillips and June Jones.
You think that's the answer to the question?
Steve Spurrier. Steve Spurrier would be better than Rod Woodson and Hines Ward and Terrell Buckley. Tired of it.
Said, do I think Hines Ward picked Jamie Elizondo? I wouldn't say he did.
I would say he did.
Just like Ray Sherman right now with I think even though Ray Sherman is the Vipers offensive coordinator, I think that Rod Woodson had a hand in getting Dwayne Taylor. Because for the longest time, Dwayne Taylor was looked at to get Akil Glass, who's now over in the USFL.
That's right, Brett. Steve freaking Spurrier. Steve freaking Spurrier.
Hey, where my guy Greg at, man? I'm missing Greg right now. I know he's probably sleeping. I miss my guy Greg.
I actually have to disagree with you on this one because I actually think the ball games from 2023 were better than the ball games from 2022. How about dirty coaches? Steve, if that's the case, I'm getting Steve Spurrier as my offensive coordinator. Steve Spurrier.
Okay. If y'all say so.
All right, let's get back to it. So, 7 and 8, do we really need to pick?
I did. My 6, 7, 8 is different from yours.
Well, okay, who are yours?
6 was Vipers, 7 Brahmas, and 8 was the Guardians.
Oh,
at least 8 is the same. 8 is the same.
Yeah, Vipers and the Guardians are at the bottom. We need to talk about them. So it's
just right now with the Guardians, they don't have a lot of discipline.
Oh, shut up, Brian. Shut up. Arlington, I got Steve Spurrier. I got Steve freaking Spurrier on my staff.
Right. What Brian is saying. Well, Brian is saying that you don't know how to draft on your own is what he's telling you.
That's why I'm undefeated. That's why I'm undefeated in our pick'em. That's why I'm undefeated.
Champ.
Because I got Steve.
Shame on you. Shame on you, Gene Stone.
Yeah, right here. Look, see, he said Corey goes if dirty coaches.
Hey, he would be Pete Rose. He literally would be Pete Rose, right?
I would. One guess who dirty would other than Jordan Ta'amu is wrong. You're right.
Hey, Sandy. Glad you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Glad you're feeling better. Yeah.
All
Or
right,
that
now
you were sick, not feeling so hot?
let's really talk about it. This is the X Fan Show. We put all of the X on all the other
You ain't kidding.
podcasts because we're a
You
video
sure
cat.
ain't. You sure ain't lying right now, man.
Now let's really do this, right? So let's talk about the MVPs of the league, right?
Well, at least the top players in the league, man.
Well, I mean, how do you want to do it? How do you want to do it?
Who's your number one quarterback? I already know who it is, but
okay. Who's your number one quarterback?
despite the fact that 3-2, it's not Brandon Silvers, it's AJ McCarron. That's my number one. He's not an MVP. He's just my number one quarterback.
Dude hasn't played a complete game, and how's he a number one quarterback?
2 comeback drives.
Yeah, like right here. Look, Abram Smith is still running all over fucking St. Louis.
Listen, all we went by was quarterback.
Okay,
quarterback, then running back, then 2 receivers.
I'm not
tight
saying
end.
Look, Ronnie Brown said it. I'm not saying it.
Right. Yeah, of course you're not going to say it. Of course you're not going to say it.
I'm not saying it.
So
yes, I am. The nooch, baby. The nooch.
All right. Who is your running back? I think we both could say the same thing.
Come on, seriously? Do we even need to say that?
Yeah. Abram Smith.
Yeah.
If Ellison is right behind him though. Ellison is. If it wasn't for Smith's 218, I'd have said Ellison. But having a game such as a 218-yard rushing attack, and right now it's an XFL season high, it's easy to put Abram Smith as the best running back in the league. All right, who are your 2 wideouts?
Well, one's hurt now. He's out for the rest of the season.
Kirkland.
Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, Pearson. I mean, dude, the little midget's 5'7", dude. And he just balls like he's 7 foot tall.
I'm a throw one towards I would have since he's hurt.
It. It's not Akeem. Akeem dropped.
I was gonna say Akeem Butler.
Look, I love Akeem Butler, but he still drops too many passes. Yeah, right there. I mean, look, B-Hawk 1 says it.
Pearson and Hakeem Butler are my 2.
Okay.
Kirkland's hurt now. You know what I mean? And so,
well, we're talking halfway through the season.
All right, and he did leave the game early.
Halfway through the season.
I'm gonna go with I'll go with Kirkland and Pearson too.
You have to. Yeah, I mean you have to. As much as I hate to say it,
third is Hakeem Butler.
Now, if you go tight ends,
Cody Latimer from Orlando.
Okay, I'm going Hakeem Butler.
No, he's not a tight end. He's a receiver.
He is. No, he's considered a tight end.
Sutherland is your tight end for
whatever. He lines up as a tight end. Latimer's good. Yeah,
Cody Latimer is fantastic for that. That's been the only that's been that big spark in Orlando, and you make some way difficult catches from the 3 different quarterbacks, because now they're trying to figure out who's the starting quarterback in Orlando, and they think they got one in Quentin Dormady. So, so now, but don't get me wrong. Even though Cody Latimer is our pick, Sal Cannella is doing an amazing job too in Arlington. So.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, to be honest, there's really, look, like right here, he goes, no hands, Akeem can't catch a code. You're absolutely right.
Y'all hate on him so bad.
Absolutely.
Y'all hate on him. Hey, just like how much you was riding on LaDainian Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Yeah. And he couldn't catch. That was many times he couldn't catch either. There with him. So shut up.
Let's go to defense. Now, how do you want to do this? How do you want to do as the defense?
I just kind of want to, I guess, two linemen, 2 defensive linemen, like edge rushers and stuff.
Well, that'd be kind of hard, okay. I guess you could do it that way if you want to.
Yeah.
If we want. Really, defensive linemen really haven't done a whole lot. But, if you really look at it, I'd have to go.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah, see, okay. If you go with D-line, Atkins has got to be up there. Atkins has got to be up there for sure. And then who's
my
the
guy
kid?
from the Roughnecks?
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, the guy from the Roughnecks. Is that not Brackett or Beckett?
No, not him.
What is his name?
Watson is decent, but I don't think he deserves to be on this list right now.
No. Now you want to go linebackers?
No. I'm going front. I'm just going front 7. So that could be linebackers. Just keep it short and sweet.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Shit. If you're doing it that way, okay. If you're doing it that way, I'm going Jordan Williams out of the Brahmas. I mean, dude is just a beast. Leads the league in tackles. With
That's Donald Payne. Donald Payne would be my guy at linebacker.
And number 2, I'm going Donald Payne. Williams and Payne.
I got Trent Harris for the Houston Roughnecks.
How you going? How are you doing?
I'm doing it. I'm doing defense. I'm doing rushers and then linebacker. So
okay.
Yeah, Harris, and then because he's been quite standout type of guy.
Now look, I'll put an honorable mention up there for rushers. Okay, I'll put an honorable mention of Willie Harvey for the Battlehawks, 51.
Okay.
Dude's played good. 13 solo tackles, 21 assist tackles. 34 total tackles.
One person that the Battlehawks is going to have to worry about this upcoming week is Maximilian Roberts. Dude is quite good himself. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see how that will play out.
You want to go okay, so they want us to do 3 DBs.
3? Okay.
That's what they're saying.
All right. There's my guy from the Brahmas.
Which one?
Barku.
Barku. You talking about number 5?
Yeah, Barku. There is Harris for the Roughnecks and Mike Joseph, who just recently had a birthday. Luke Barku don't have the interceptions, but he's a shutdown corner, man. Like, I keep hearing his name these last 3 games. He shut down Josh Gordon. So Luke Barku, Joseph, and Gene Harris from the Houston Roughnecks.
Yeah, okay. I can go. Okay, so I would do a Gene Harris.
In no order. Just literally just throwing them out
Gene
there.
Harris, Michael Joseph with the defenders. And I mean, as much as I wish he was back as the Battlehawk, Joe Powell.
Yeah. He did fantastic too.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Powell.
That's how I would do it. Now,
who's your kicker?
Oh man, that's been hard.
I know who your punter is. I know who your punter is going to be. I already know who your punter is going to be, but your kicker.
Who's my punter?
Your boy, King.
Because that might be the only name I do.
Marquette King.
Might be the only name I
know. That's the only one you know.
Yeah,
but he was mine anyway. So regardless.
Yeah.
He was mine regardless.
Actually,
kicker is going to be Romo for the Brahmas. He's been pretty accurate.
I have to agree with you on that one. I'd have to go with Romo because he's the only thing in Texas that's been winning. That could actually score points. He's the only Romo that can score points. And I'm not talking with Kerry Underwood.
Romo is very solid.
Yeah.
Park Romo.
Now, do you want to go with your offensive player of the year so far?
Okay. You want to do that?
I mean, listen. To me, it's Abram Smith.
I hate you so much right now.
Dude, you cannot deny what this dude.
No, because that's what I was going to choose. That's why.
You can't. Right?
But the only reason why we're going to be picking him so high is because of the big game he had against the Battlehawks.
No, not just that. This dude's been having big game after big game after big game, bro. I mean, dude, listen. When you're averaging, right? When you're averaging almost a half of a first down every single carry. Come on.
All right.
I mean, come on, dude. It's there's no if and buts about it.
First half offensive player of the year would have been Jonte Kirkland. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so hold on. You can't really do that. Offensive player, we can't really because. Okay,
how come I couldn't?
Hold on. Who's your MVP of the league then? Yeah, you
That's
see
a
what I'm
difficult
saying?
one. That's
Yeah.
difficult,
Okay.
man.
So stop the clock. Let's rewind it. Let's go with MVP of the league. As of
He can, but I don't think he will. He'll be short.
I think he'll be short. Yeah, it'd be very hard for him to get
It is going to be
1,000 yards.
really close because a lot of people are going to start trying to keep their eye out on him to stop him from getting to that point.
Listen, the Battlehawks put 8 in the box and they still couldn't stop him.
Yeah, that's because hey, that's all about the deception of DC. And as long as they can keep that, then
All right.
anything's possible at this point.
Let's do MVP. Let's do most valuable player then. Up for the first 5 games, I'm saying Abram Smith.
All right.
He's been the most valuable player to his team. Hands down.
Oh, yeah, I say Jonte Kirkland then, man.
You really? Okay, but again, you take Kirkland out of the game, but if you take Smith out of the game, is DC winning games?
Yes. We're still, regardless.
Okay.
Because you still have rushers on that squad.
Okay. All right.
Because they still don't get theirs. They're very deceptive, man.
Offensive player of the year so far. I already know what mine is. I already know mine.
And Jonte Kirk, I'm staying with it. He would have both.
No, that's your MVP. Your offensive player and your MVP are never the same. So then you got to go with Abram Smith as your offensive player of the year.
Yeah, I guess. Abram Smith.
Right. Mine's the neuter.
Even with all the fumbles and picks?
The neuter, baby. Offensive player of the year.
Even
dude's gonna pass for 4,000 yards in the XFL.
I would love to see that. Honestly. Seriously.
Dude is gonna do it.
3,000, definitely 3,000. I would love to see him get to 3,000.
All right, now defensive player of the year. This is a tough one. This is a tough one.
I got one in mind.
Okay, who is it?
Michael Joseph, DC Defenders.
See, I'm gonna stick with Jordan Williams for the Brahmas, the linebacker for the Brahmas, man. I'm gonna stick with it.
A lot of people are not going to look at it, but Luke Barkley should be in that conversation too, because he may not have the picks, he may not have the tackles, but he has been everywhere. He's been everywhere. Luke Barkley, his name should be everywhere. He don't have the big numbers.
I agree,
but I still would have to give it to Mike Joseph so far. Second in interceptions right now at 4. So, that's what I'm saying. Marku cuts that field in half, man. Like he may not get the interceptions, may not get the sacks, but he is locking up receivers left and right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Yep, he is.
It's like, don't get me wrong, Mike Joseph, great on coverage. Like the last pick that he had against on AJ McCarron, to seal it for the defenders, that was huge. And he's great for coverage, but it's like as in person, one-on-one, Luke Barkley is that guy, man. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's 50-50 for me on that. That's what I love Mike Joseph, but
you can only
Luke Barkley,
pick one. Hurry up, man. We're in overtime.
Barkley. I'm going with Luke Barkley.
Okay, I'm going with Williams as the defensive player of the year.
All right.
You know
what? That's true though. If there's a player that knows the XFL rules and play by heart, is Luis Perez. Like definitely slowly moving toward that MVP conversation too now.
That is true. Win some more games.
They win some more games.
This is the X Fan Show. This was our mid-season recap. Now, coming Thursday, we're going to break down the second half of the season. I mean, listen, you guys can go and watch all the other shows and listen to all the other stuff. We appreciate you guys coming here. But we're going to tell you the truth and what the fans want to know and how the fans see it. So, next on Tuesday at 11 o'clock, we will break down the last 5
weeks. Week 6, baby.
We'll break down week 6, and we'll break down the last 5 games, 5 weeks of the season. kind of give you who we think will be where they are. And on Wednesday night, all you Battlehawk fans tune in because I got some really special things to tell you, idiots. Because whether you guys like it or not, St. Louis, we are not the best fan base in the XFL. Whether you love me or you hate me.
Despite the fact.
Despite what you guys want to think, we are not the best fan base in the XFL.
Wait a minute. You serious right now, dude? Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
And what was the attendance this past week?
I could care less what the attendance was. Again, listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. In Arlington, you know it's true, and every single person that watches this knows it's true. The only reason why we are behind the people of St. Louis or behind the Battlehawks, the majority of the people are to stick it to the NFL.
I don't want to hear all that stuff. All right, thanks to everybody for listening to this edition and watching this edition of the X-Fan Show. Dirty, I'll be back on next week.
Steve Spurrier.
Hey, start the music up, man. Get us out of here, man. End the show. We done. We out of here. Catch y'all next week. Thursday.
Steve Spurrier.